showtime.
Hey!
Don't forget to subscribe to Sharonatsea channel. Thank you.
Well, I don't want to say good evening. It's a good afternoon.
Happy Monday night, everybody. Is it Monday Night Live today, Sharon? It's not Monday.
It's not Monday. Although I have been so lost on what day of the week it is the last few weeks.
You have been. You've been out of whack because the kids are out of school.
Well, they're out of school,
And
but
the routine is
but
ended.
it's just we've been doing a lot of different things. You know, you've been traveling, going to Virginia.
Yes.
I came back from Oregon, and we just been doing a lot of things, and I'm just like, never know when the week it is.
You're all out of whack. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah.
You're out of whack?
Yeah.
All right. Well, listen, we will forgive you for that. And now, to get more out of whack, here we are on a Sunday afternoon. First off, thanks for joining us, everybody. We appreciate it. You know, we knew that we weren't going to be able to go live on Monday. It's been 2 weeks since Matthew and I went live, right, without you. And we missed you, by the way, at that time. There's so much to catch up on, and we might have to hear from you about some topics or things that have been going on. So we'll see how that goes and if we get to that. And so we're like, okay, we want to go live. Let's do it on Sunday. Well, we know, you know, there's certain times that you can do it and certain times you can't or you don't want to. And we want to do it earlier. So we're like, okay, well, 2 and 5. 5 on the East Coast. I don't know how many East Coasters are home by 5. Maybe they are. On the West Coast, 2 o'clock, people are probably out doing their stuff, shopping, post 4th of July stuff. Yeah, people are out and about, having lunches, celebrating the 4th of July weekend still. Maybe they're still in the ER, mending to their blown up fingers that they lost while they were shooting off bottle rockets. So you never know what's going to be happening out there. But we figured, you know what? Screw it. We want to come on and say hi and chat a little bit because we got a lot going on, Sharon. We have a lot going on. And it begins in about 3 or 4 hours, as a matter of fact, doesn't it?
I guess it does.
It does.
does.
Well, we went a little bit early today. So why do we go early, first of all?
Well, we do have to go pick up our rental car this evening.
Yes.
So to start our adventure, because we're leaving very, very early in the morning. So we have to pack up the car and everything tonight.
Yes,
get everything
yes.
ready to go. And we're still not done packing. I just started packing for this whole entire trip yesterday.
Why are you so off schedule? Usually you'd be 100% packed by yesterday. What's going on?
Nothing. I'm just busy. But so I got the luggage out. I have all of our cruise things packed for the most part. Now I just have to focus on the, I guess, sort of the carry-on luggage that we're going to have for our pre-cruise and post-cruise road trip. And then we have to pack a little bit of food for our road trip too, because we're going to be stopping at like rest stops and things like that to eat because we're going to have the dog with us.
Yes.
So
That's very important. The dog needs to get out and stretch her
that's
legs a
gonna
little bit.
change things. We're not going to be stopping
And go potty and eat some food.
at a restaurant or fast food or anything.
Yes.
So, yep. Yeah, and I even had to pack Lucy a bag.
You did.
Our
Lucy,
dog,
does Lucy
yeah.
have her own luggage now?
No, but I thought that would be kind of funny, but no.
That would be adorable.
She's just got a little tote bag with
There
her
you go.
with her food and her,
Yes,
toys
yes.
and things.
That is right. That is right. All right. Mr. Z already said, wow, ads already. Well, that's crazy. I'm sorry to hear that. But we have no control over that, Mr. Z. Zero, literally zero control. That is all YouTube, so you have to forgive us. Hopefully you can hear us okay. Hopefully you can see us. Let's see if we're coming in loud and clear. Oh, yes, I can hear that. Okay, so that's perfect. So, listen, we want to come on and talk a little bit about what we've got going on for the next couple of weeks. We're super excited about it. It's our summertime. We've done a lot of stuff already during the summer, and that's been great. But now we're on the final stretch, and it's the final stretch not only because we're going to knock this all out in July and be home in time for August, but then in August, of course, I'm going to have some surgery. They're slapping a new bionic hip into me. I'm going to be running marathons again, and so we're trying to get all this stuff done now. And we put on the thumbnail. We're going to be traveling over 8,000 miles in the next 3 weeks, and that's not an exaggeration. I did the math, Sharon.
Oh, you did? Okay.
I did the math. I got out my friend Google Maps.
I just took your word for that.
And so everything seems to be going well and doing good. Someone said the live was a little glitchy earlier. I don't know. We're coming in good on my end, so maybe it's just local, maybe it's weather in some places or something like that. We need to find some dog-friendly restaurants with patios. Said Sweet Melissa. We don't want to be stopping for going in and eating anywhere. We want to get out, eat, get back in the car, and boom, we got to go.
Well, that would be fun. I know.
So that's the plan.
They just took their dog to some dog-friendly restaurants here in Arizona.
Oh, well, there you go. Shana Reed said that meals at the restaurants bring back sweet childhood memories, more frugal and healthy too. You're right. It's going to be a little bit healthier than just whooping down some burgers and French fries at the local choke and puke on the side of the road. So we're excited about that.
Yeah.
But,
I packed all healthy things for us.
Yes.
We're eating protein, fruits, and vegetables, and
that's disgusting.
That's all I packed.
Is that all? Did you nothing else?
And I got some skinny popcorn for a snack.
What'd you get for me? Anything?
That's what I got.
You got the beef jerky though for me, right?
Oh, I did.
I want beef jerky.
Protein.
Yeah, protein, low carb, healthy. We're really, really trying. I'm trying not to gain like about 15 pounds over the next couple weeks, right before this surgery coming up. So we'll see what happens. But all right, so a few people are probably first off. It's great to see everybody in the chat. It's so nice to have everybody stop by and hang out with us. I'm seeing a lot of names that I know out there, Sharon. Make sure, guys, if you have any questions about cruising or travel or anything for Sharon, make sure you post question in the comment and then put your question right after that so we can check that out and see what's going on. Let's see. What else do we have? Rhonda Carney said, agree, Shana. We took a Coleman cooktop stove and cooked out at the rest stops. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
We could bring some charcoal and we could make some burgers or something like that.
Yeah,
that would be awesome.
Well, it's been a couple years, but one time we had like a trucker oven and we took that with us and we were able to heat up some things for a little while. Like we would put stuff in there maybe 30 minutes before we got to the rest stop.
Yep.
And we would heat things up so we could have things that were warm as well instead of just cold foods. But unfortunately, it broke a while back, and we had
two. We gave one away, and one of them fell apart on us.
And so
there you go.
I thought about buying another one for this trip, but I don't know. We'll be okay.
Doug Ollinger, Destroyer says, I eat plump popcorn, not skinny. Come on, Doug. We've seen the pictures of you. You've dropped a ton of weight. You look super, super sexy. Beth Ollinger, nice to see you. Mary Barkley said skinny popcorn is yummy. Julie Amos is here. What's going on, Julie? Diana Schultz in the house. Wendy Johnstone and Roger. Chica's here. Eric Granger, nice to see you, buddy. Hope you're enjoying a nice cigar right about now. I bet you are. Jimmy G's in the house. What's up? Jeff Scalzo says, hey, guys, this is the time I can make. Can't wait for Greece. Oh man, we can't wait for Greece either. There is a lot of planning going on. Sharon has been working feverishly. Before the end of the month, there's going to be a lot of stuff coming out.
I mentioned putting out some excursions before we left, and I actually have them pretty much all. They're basically set. There's like a link with that I will eventually send out, and you can go on there and you can book any of these excursions. There's going to be the ones that we're going to be on. There's also going to be a few other options as well in case maybe you want to do something else, but you want to go with a company outside of the cruise line that has a back to ship guarantee. So there's a few options on there. We'll let you know which ones we're on if you want to go on those same ones. But I'm waiting to put it out until we get back because I don't want to, like, if there's questions or just things, while we're gone, it's a little harder for me to maneuver all of that. So as soon as we get back at the end of July, probably before our Zoom call that we're planning at the end of July, first part of August for the cruise. Actually, it'll probably be like
we're gonna zoom.
It'll probably be between like the 1st and 4th or so of August that we end up doing the Zoom call. I'm thinking something like that.
Right before my surgery.
Right. Yeah.
Maybe we should do it right afterwards when I'm heavily sedated.
No.
That'd be a good time, wouldn't it? That would be a fabulous time. I think everyone would enjoy seeing me heavily medicated.
Well, but you're not going to be able to give them much information there.
That's okay. I'm only there. I'm just there to cheer you on. You're the one with the good information. All right.
But anyways, we're going to post it then, and that way people will probably have a better idea of what they want to do and everything, because you do pay for these excursions once you book them. I know they are refundable up until
and they're not
a certain
cheap.
Point.
They're not cheap.
Well, I tried to get some that were more inexpensive. But yeah, any excursion over in Europe anywhere, they're always a little on the
Yes.
pricier side.
You're right. All right, listen, I got a question here. Lori Imhoff said, question, going to Roatan in October, originally planned to do the sloths, but with the new restriction, wasn't going to do them now. Any recommendations for a family of 3 and 6-year-old boys? Well, listen, first off, remember, you're going to get up close and personal. You're just not going to hold the sloths or the other animals. So it could still be a really good time and you might enjoy it. So, consider that. That's always an option.
They might, yes. And there's other just things usually to see around there and things like that. But also, we always, if you're going to Roatan, we always recommend our friend Johan at Real Deal Roatan Tours. You can check their website. They have a whole list of different tours, and he'll even somewhat customize tours for you if you want to see certain things.
Yes.
They can do like an island tour with it or without it, or different, take you to the beach.
Take you to the mangrove.
There's all kinds of things. There's little boats that go out to the mangroves, which is kind of cool. Like younger boys might think that's kind of cool. Things like that. So, you can reach out to them. They're great. He always gets you back to the ship in time. No problems.
Real Deal Roatan Tours. The only thing to know is that when you catch a tour that's happening outside of the cruise line, when depending on what the cruise line is, you said it's a Harmony, so you'll come into Cox and Hole for Royal Caribbean, and you're going to exit the cruise port, and as soon as you get out the doors onto the street, that's where you will meet your tour guide if you go outside of the cruise line. So just be aware of that. It's a little intimidating for the first time if you ever do it. But once you get out there and your guy's like, hey, what's up? I'm here. I'm picking you up. Let's go. They walk you down the road. You get in the vehicle and you're off on a great tour. And all these guys have other friends in the area. So if you're worried about like a vehicle breaks down, they just make a call. Plan B comes, gets you right back to the ship.
And sometimes if you can't find your tour, you can ask one of the other ones. They're always helpful with like, oh, he's down over here or, whatever.
Yep.
So
super easy.
I would, that's what I would do. I would reach out to him and look at their website too and see what's on there, and you can always ask them and let them know what you want to do, and sometimes they can move a couple things around and give you a price for that as well.
Sharon, Stephen Z made a great point. He said Bucky's nuggets are a necessary food group for a long trip. Do we have any nuggets? Any beaver nuggets?
They are good.
Not yet.
But no, we don't. And
Dang it.
I don't want to take beaver nuggets with us because that's what we'll live on the whole time. They're addicting.
There you go. Gina said that I can cook burgers right off the back of the truck. We could bring the new bring the Blackstone with us and just fire that thing up on the side of the road. That would be kind of cool.
We could.
Yes.
That sounds like a little more trouble than what we want to do, I think.
Okay. All right. Well, then we won't do it. Let's see. Hold on. I thought I saw another question, so let me jump ahead a little bit and catch up. And then let's talk a little bit about what we've got going on. So the first thing is, some people are saying, hey, how come you guys have cars? Why are you renting a car? And the reason is for two things. Number one, we don't want to put the miles on our own car, right? It's a long trip to get to Minnesota. We don't want to just leave it sitting there for a couple weeks and the likes of that. And going there, it's just going to be Sharon, myself, Matthew, and Lucy, because Callie, our granddaughter, is in Massachusetts right now. So if you're in the Boston area, find her and say hi. But she's out there visiting her other grandparents, having a blast. So it's just the four of us going. Yeah. But then and then we drop off the vehicle when we get there. We spend a few days. We fly to Miami. When we get back again, we're renting a vehicle again, because at that time, then it's going to be me, Sharon, Matthew, Callie, because we're going to meet her back in Minnesota. Her sister, Riley, is probably going to be driving with us to go to South Dakota as well. And, we'll have the dog there. And that's where a bigger vehicle that can get trashed is going to be a necessity for us, and bigger than we have.
We're supposed to get a minivan for that one. So we'll see what we get. Every time we rent a car, you never get, we never get what you're supposed to get.
I don't know. It's always a big hassle. And we always get it from the airport because it's just a little bit easier, especially if you're picking up in one state and dropping off in another. That gets a little hairy. It can cost a little extra. So getting at the airport usually gives us our best
it's usually a little cheaper
way to do it. Yes. And that way we can pay ahead of time. This whole trip's been planned, paid for the most part from many months ago. And so we're lined up and ready to go. And the reason that we're going to be, we're visiting Minnesota for number one, to see our family, right? Brittany and the kids, and Maxwell, who from the intro video, which, by the way, I don't know if anybody caught it, but that is a brand new intro video. many new scenes in the intro video. I don't know if you guys caught on to that today or if you saw it. And if you didn't, you might have to go back and watch it again. We still left a couple of the old favorites in there, but we got some new video clips in there. So we hope you like that. But we might have to get a new clip from Maxwell. Or maybe Harper now, because Harper's talking. So maybe we get our granddaughter into the mix. She's a little bit of a ham, and she might like to make some videos for us. And so we're going to see them. And then we are going to be traveling to Miami because we are doing a group cruise with our good friends Brian and Julie from How We Cruise. And we are working together to host a handful of folks on a very fun 5 days on the Carnival Sunrise. That's right, guys. The poop cruise. The Sunrise was a triumph at one point. It was the poop cruise, as you might have seen recently on Netflix in the documentary. So we're going to be getting on that ship. It's kind of like a poop cruise 2.0. Or isn't that right, Larry? I see you out there in the comments.
Poop on that cruise. I was on that cruise.
There's going to be some poop on that cruise.
Our last girls' cruise was on the Sunrise.
Sharon, you're sharing a room with me. You know there's going to be some people. I hope you brought the poopery, as a matter of fact, for that thing. So that's going to be a big deal. And then, so we're going to do that, and that's going to be great. And then we're going to get off of the ship after 5 days, spend a night in Miami, and then get on the Carnival Conquest for 3 days, because where are we going on that cruise?
Celebration Key.
Celebration Key, guys. We're going to go check out the brand new Celebration Key.
Check that out. And, you know, I think there's going to be a lot of mixed reviews on that place.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it looks beautiful, but I think what's included and the pricing and the things they're charging for, I think is going to be kind of an issue. It might not go over well for Carnival. We'll see, though. We'll see. We have to go there and kind of feel it out and see what.
Yes, Crazy Cat Traveler would like a post-surgery live stream. That'll be like the infamous New Year's Eve West Coast live stream. It might. I mean, I guess you could. You know, I don't know which would be more. Like, would it be funnier drinking all that tequila that time, or better if you're just like on a dilaudid high? I'm not sure what would get more laughs, but I'm not against it. Let's just say that. Let's leave it up to Sharon. She'll make the final call on that. She will make the final call.
You may not be in any condition to set the thing up, and I have no clue how to set up the live stream because
that's right.
I've never done it.
Well, okay. Well, listen, you can figure it out. You're one of the smartest gals I know.
I could do it from my phone. I just can't do it on your computer.
Roger said you're about a year out from a regular supply of beaver nuggets. That's right. We'll be 1 mile away from unlimited nuggets here in the coming years. So that'll be
that
super
place.
cool.
I drove by where they're building Buc-ee's the other day, and I swear it looks like it's getting bigger and bigger. Like they have it all fenced off with
kind of like my stomach.
The signs
just getting bigger and bigger.
Say Buc-ee's, but it looks like the fence has grown and it's longer and longer. It's almost from one block to the next. It's massive. It is massive.
It is massive.
It's definitely going to be the biggest Buc-ee's, I think.
Okay,
ever.
so let me see. I'm trying to see. There's a couple comments out there. Now, we didn't necessarily bring it up, but there are some comments about what's going on there with all the storms, the East Coast, the flash floods in Texas. Our thoughts go out to people that are affected by that.
That is horrible.
It is wild and crazy. I know that I'm sitting there thinking, well, we're going to be driving. We're driving across the country. We're going to be going through the northwest corner of Texas and then into Oklahoma, but then we kind of swing upwards from there. So I don't think we'll get caught up in any storms. But I know it's crazy. It's crazy stuff going on out there. So we hope everybody's safe and sound and your families are doing good. If you have anybody that's affected by any of that stuff, thank you for bringing that up. Traveling with the Rights, I saw the comment there, and a few other folks were talking about that. Mr. Z as well. So great job bringing that up, guys. Appreciate it. What you were saying? That we might, something about getting caught in a storm?
You were talking about that, and I said we almost rented a truck to drive when we knew, we changed our rental car when we realized, when Callie decided she was going to go to Massachusetts.
Yes.
So we didn't need the minivan going necessarily, so we changed it to an SUV. And we thought about changing it to a truck, because for some reason trucks are really cheap to rent.
Yeah, they were.
But we started thinking, we don't want a truck, because every road trip we've taken like this over the summer, we always run into some rain somewhere. And I was like, we can't have our luggage all rained on.
Yeah, you'd be very upset. We could put it in the garbage bag, but then I don't know if that would work.
No.
T. Brookie said, I watched the documentary. Question, did anyone get fired for the bad decisions they made during the cruise? T. Brookie, I'm not really sure, because, obviously watching the documentary, it's going to be, I didn't, and all full disclosure, I didn't watch it. I'm just familiar with what
Yeah, I
happened
haven't watched it
a while ago.
either.
I didn't want to watch it before getting on the cruise ship. That
wouldn't matter.
I'm like, whatever. I don't need to know. I don't need to watch that stuff. But for the most part, obviously it sucked for the people that were involved in that cruise that had to go through that. But there wasn't much that could be done. It was just a freak thing where the ship lost all power and was really just afloat for a couple of days out there with most things not working, including the plumbing. And by all accounts, people said, hey, the crew, the staff, everyone did the best they could under the circumstances. Now, people took matters into their own hands, whether they were going out on their balconies, whether they went up to the Lido deck and created a little area out there because they didn't want to be indoors. The smell, I mean, things were getting a little bit crazy. And in retrospect, I'm sure there was stuff that could have been handled better or differently. But at the time, it's like, what are you going to do? I mean, a power outage for a few hours, maybe you know how to deal with that. But a power outage for a few days, you're like, oh my God, what the heck?
I read too
It's
that Oasis of the Seas, the ship, was having some issues like this. Was it yesterday or the day before? It was on the.
Was it Oasis or Harm? It was
No.
Was,
Well, listen, it was Oasis of the Seas.
Okay.
Was having issues when I guess at the beginning of when it took off last. I don't know if that was yesterday or the day before, but they were having issues. They didn't have power. The toilets weren't working. The water wasn't running in the shower. Someone was saying that they couldn't even wash their hair because the pressure was so low.
Yeah.
Like, it was just trickling out.
It's crazy.
And it was like that for a while. And some people from the previous sailing said it was getting that way at the end of their sailing. So there's an issue. So who knows? I'm sure they must have got it somewhat fixed because I think it's out there sailing. And then today I saw that Harmony's having some issues as well now.
Yes. Listen, it happens more than you know.
I think they've got that, and so we'll see. The Oasis class ships, some of them might be time for a dry dock and some repairs.
Well,
coming soon.
maybe. All I know is that if our cruise on the Sunrise turns into a Poop Cruise 2.0, we are going to have some fabulous content to share. So make sure that you're subscribed to the channel if you're not already. That is for darn sure. Blessed Nettie, regarding the Poop Cruise, there's no way to lower the rescue boats manually. I believe you can lower the rescue boats manually, but I don't know if they were ready to do an abandoned ship in the middle of the ocean where they weren't. Because I'm not sure how far those rescue boats can go and where they can get to. And the ship wasn't sinking, right? That people were inconvenienced and it sucked and it was horrible. But I don't know I don't know that it was a life and death situation, which is usually the reason why they might put people out onto those boats. Sometimes
it's
that's
safer
one thing to think about.
if the ship's not sinking and everything's safe sort of on the ship. It's almost better to keep people safe in one place like that than, taking them somewhere that may be too far for the lifeboats to go.
Yeah.
I know when we broke down in Europe that time on the Carnival Pride, for a while there, we were just kind of sitting out in the ocean. We still had power and everything was working.
Yeah, our toilets were flushing.
But we were kind of just sitting still for quite a while.
We drifted for a little while.
Several hours.
Well, because at some point they got to start trying to do repairs and things like that, and they're not going to fire things up while somebody's knee deep in the engine trying to get that thing working. Heidi, I saw your comment. Apparently D&J were on the cruise. Some of their footage you used. I think what happened was they weren't on that cruise, but they just had some Triumph footage from that time frame. And so they just used a clip because it's not like there's a ton of footage from that cruise. Most of the footage you probably see is just generic Triumph video that they put in there. And then a few situations where they had the video and some interviews and post-cruise content that's put in there. So that's the deal on that, if I'm not mistaken. Lori says that we were on the Triumph 4 months before that infamous Poop Cruise. It was crazy to think it could have happened when we were on board.
Yeah,
it could. Or if the funnel catches on fire, like on the Freedom. I mean, listen, SH1T happens sometimes.
I'm not sure. It was probably. I'm trying to remember when that happened. What year that happened? And we were on the Triumph in 2007.
Yes.
Or maybe it was before that.
Sharon, you're asking me like I know the dates.
I can't remember.
I don't know the dates.
I can't remember, but we were on the Triumph before it all happened too at some point.
There's a comment. Jen said, Sharon, your hair looks very pretty tonight.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. It almost looks like you just recently got it done and it's looking fabulous at the moment.
I did.
Excuse me, Jen. What about my hair? Because I just cut my own hair about 24 hours ago. What do you think of this? Does this look pretty good? I mean, you don't have to comment. I just want to give you a chance to get a good look at it, just in case you were, you wanted to say how nice
Julie,
my hair. Hold on, Dina Hooper said a comment really quick. My husband just had hip replacement June 17. He was up walking 3 hours after surgery. He never had any pain and still doesn't. He's doing PT and going great. Thank you, Dina.
That's great.
That is the news. That is what I'm looking for, because everything that I'm doing for this hip is going to be so I can have fun in Greece. That is for sure.
Julie said her daughter. Oh, my daughter is stranded out their house because surrounding area is flooded. Oh gosh, but grateful she's okay and the house is okay. That's good that she's okay. That's the most important, and the house too.
Yeah, it said the house has no damage. They just can't get out because the streets are flooded. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Listen, then they better get some Amazon orders going on, and they can put those things on in there. That's for sure. Let's see. Eric Granger said one good thing at the end of the documentary: how everyone praised the crew. They did, and probably the funniest thing was the part that I heard about where they compared the toilets to lasagna. But I guess you have to watch it to see that and to know about that.
Yeah.
Let's see. What else do we have? Howie Cruz says, "Hey guys, listening from the phone while the kids are in the pool. Oh, you taking one last swim before you leave for the summer? Is that what's going on?" It's funny. We are doing this massive road trip, which is going to result in us flying from Minnesota to Miami. And I think our friends Brian and Julie from Howie Cruise, they are actually driving from New Jersey, where they live, all the way down to Miami. So they're road tripping as well. And they're going to be I don't know if they're covering 8,000 miles, although they are going to be going after that from the East Coast to the West Coast and back. But I don't know. I still think we're going to beat them. I want to have a competition who traveled more miles in July. So Howie Cruise, we got that's going on right now. I don't know what we're going to put on the line, but who's traveling more miles in July? That's what we're doing.
All the way from the East Coast down,
yes,
and then to the West Coast and back. Might be more.
What, for those guys? That's down. Oh,
we're going to
know.
Minnesota, then to Miami, then back to Minnesota to South Dakota, and then home.
I don't know. We'll see. I'm gonna do some work on it. Heidi Leskin said, "Jamie, can you do a tutorial on how you cut your hair so my husband can do his own?" That is so funny you mentioned that, because I remember during the pandemic.
We
during
did.
the pandemic, Sharon did a video of her. We did a live. Was it live?
No, I don't think it was.
No, I think it was a live stream. I think it was a live stream.
I don't know.
But we did a video of Sharon cutting my hair because you couldn't get in to see a barber, and so we did the video, and Sharon was drinking wine while she was cutting my hair in the video, because we were a little bit, things got a little crazy during the pandemic. Let's just admit it, and so it was a fabulous video, and I was a little bit nervous, but you were cutting and trimming my hair.
But that's what
I think it was a live stream.
But that's what started you cutting your own hair, because I did it, and then you're like, oh, I can just do this myself, and you started doing it, and there
you go. Shayna said, "Jamie, I noticed your haircut, and I commented earlier. It looks nice and cool."
Oh, I saw that right.
It is nice and cool, because I was looking pretty darn red. We'll reveal our mileage later this evening. Still counting. Listen, you guys are going to try to find some fake mileage. Don't be pulling any curveballs over there, okay? I'll be double checking your math, so just know that. Crazy Cat Traveler went 8,000 miles when she went to Australia for the Edge cruise. Does that count?
Yeah.
That does kind of count. That's a lot of mileage.
Yeah.
I think that's probably all plane miles, but listen, we're going to be tomorrow morning. So here's the thing that's a real pain in the butt. So my surgery is planned on August 8th, and I had to wait until like 30 days beforehand to get blood work done. Right before surgery, you got to get these pre-surgery things done, right? A checkup.
We were actually supposed to leave this morning.
We were going to be leaving this morning, but I had to postpone it. Luckily, the blood store, the dollar blood store right down the road, opens at 6 in the morning. So I am scheduled at 6:15 to do my labs, which will be I'm doing them on the 7th. My surgery's the 8th. That ought to work out okay. It's got to have a 30-day window. Knock on wood. And so I'm doing that, and then rushing home, and then boom, we're going to be jetting out of here. So we're going to put about 12 hours of driving in tomorrow, not to mention an hour and a half of like downtime, stopping for food, bathroom breaks, getting gas. Plus, we have a 2-hour time change. When we get to Oklahoma, it'll be 2 hours later than it is here. So that's going to get us in at about 10:30 into Oklahoma tomorrow night. And then the next day, we're going to try to do another 12 hours and leave just a quick 4.5 hour drive from Des Moines, Iowa. That's our second night stop to get from Des Moines up to Hugo, Minnesota. So here, Goodyear, Arizona to Guyman, Oklahoma, then from Guyman to Des Moines, then from Des Moines to Minnesota. And that's the game plan.
Yeah.
Are you excited?
Well, I'm excited to travel, but the long drives I'm not a fan of.
I know. And we have some dear friends in Kansas that we would have loved to stop and see, but we weren't able to pull it off because of the time and because once we're going to get to Minnesota about midday Wednesday. And then Friday afternoon, we're heading to the airport because we're flying to Miami Friday afternoon, Friday evening.
Yeah, originally we would have had an extra day there, but now our time has shortened. But hey, it is what it is.
Yes.
That's
Beth Ollinger, great question. Has anyone booked airfare for Rome yet?
I don't know. We haven't. I don't plan to book ours until this fall sometime. I've been glancing at it. I've also been glancing at coming home from Istanbul, and we will probably book them this fall. I may book the flight coming home from Istanbul first because that one, there's less options, and I think they'll sell out faster. So I'll probably concentrate on booking that one first, and then start looking at Rome.
Look at the comment right here. Marty Saunders, I am disappointed you won't be stopping by. Marty, I can't believe it, but we just talked about that.
I know. I was going to send you a message later and tell you.
Yes, you're on our mind. You're in our hearts and on our minds.
But
at least
I'll get to see Marty in October on the girls' cruise.
Oh, I know.
We're sharing a cabin.
Oh, you are?
We are.
Marty, what have you gotten yourself into? Are you ready? Are you ready for what's going to be going on? There's going to be tons of crazy women. They're just going to be drinking and partying like a den of thieves. It's going to be crazy. Amy Rogers, Japan is off. Listen, I'm just going to be frank with you. Japan's off the table. I think Japan is off the table, but 2027 group cruise. Listen, the response we had to 2026 Greek Isles group cruise was insane. And many people have said they want to do something similar the next year. And we have been loving this whole concept of Europe over the summer at some point.
Yeah, it also kind of, depending on where in Europe, but it kind of gets us out of the heat here.
Yes.
For a little while too. But we're kind of focusing more on probably the British Isles, I think.
British Isles is kind of where we're going. I want to get to Scotland.
It's not for sure.
I want to get to Ireland and some of that cool stuff.
But once we get some other things done with the Greece cruise and everything planned, we will probably post something about that. I'm still trying to figure out which cruise line has the best itinerary. I looked at one on Princess, but also I have to make sure the dates don't fall around any other things going on. Matthew's graduating that summer.
What are you spitting out, Sharon? Dates don't fall around any other. Is there like a code you're putting out there?
No, but 2027. Yeah,
Matthew's going to be graduating that year, so we just got to make sure we can't plan a cruise and miss his graduation.
Yeah, so he'll be graduating. We have another granddaughter that's going to be graduating from high school that year. We need to be here for her graduation, so we need to plan it between those things or around those things, and then
hey, listen.
Once I have the perfect date, then
obviously we can't mix Matthew's college graduation because we put a lot of time, effort, and money into that, and we can't miss that. And if we miss anyone else's graduation, we'll just send them a check, put them some cash in an envelope, and they'll be like, "See you later, Grandma, Grandpa. Thanks for the money, and I'll meet you at the mall." So it'll be fine. No one will be worried. Julie said I booked Rome airfare and my Turkey flight. The thing about coming from Istanbul, prices are not cheap. So we may plan a round trip flight to Rome, and then after the cruise go from Istanbul to Rome, and then catch the flight home. we are gonna
I've
manipulate the
actually-
hell out of this to
I've
try to get the
actually
best possible deal.
I've actually seen some on a couple cruise lines, some not so bad prices coming from Istanbul. So
Well, some people
but
said
they're
they want to
just
stay in.
limited.
Some
They're
people said
limited.
that if they're going to be all the way in Turkey, why not stay there an extra day or two and see some of the sites? And I'm not against that. But I mean, we're going to be doing that. We're going to be doing that in Rome and getting there about 3 nights early to check that out. And then after that cruise, at the end of that cruise, we might be like, I'm done. I got to get home. I'm exhausted. I'm beat. I'm broken. I can't do it anymore. Because these cruises will not. It's not like going on a Caribbean cruise. These European cruises, it's like 9 days, and 8 of them are ports that you're there from 7 a.m. to like 6 p.m. I mean, it's nonstop.
Yeah, it's
and
like
it's
the
crazy.
excursion days are long
Yeah.
days. Some of the excursions are 8-9 hours and things like that. So you're exhausted by the end of the day.
Someone made a comment about, did you go to pre-surgery class? Said Dina. Dina, I don't have any pre-surgery class. All I had to do was go see my primary care guy. And I got an EKG, which came out good. I got a chest X-ray, which looks good. There's nothing in there besides the heart and a couple of bones, and that's it. So that's a blessing. Good news for this old guy. And I don't know, whatever else they did. And then I got to do the blood, and then that's it. And then I'm just going to show up that morning and say, like, let's do it. Cut me open. Let's party. Let's see. But yeah, Marty, EJ, we love you. We're sorry. We'll make it up to you. Sharon will make it up to you. And actually, Marty, you might want to get with EJ about the boys' cruise, because one thing that we haven't talked about yet today is some of this stuff right here. Here's the girls' cruise, right? You know about that coming up, October 16th to the 20th. Let's just do a little cheap advertising right now. But this is really what everyone's talking about. 2026 Jimmy Jamboree, one for the boys, the group cruise, April 10 to 13. 3 nights from Miami. Great Stirrup Cay, which will be upgraded with a pool and the drinks work on the island. The drink package, I should say. 1 day in Nassau. NCL Getaway. It's going to be hot fire. Plus, I'm going to be throwing down a little party at the Embassy Suites the night before, probably in Miami. So that's cool. And that's something you want to do. And of course, there's the Greek Isles info.
The Greek Isles, there are no more group rates available.
So it's
anymore.
whatever it says online is how much it is right now. That's the deal.
I can book it at the current rate and pull it into the group, so you'll get the group like extra onboard credit and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
But the group rates have expired.
Well, it's funny when you did this, it was free at sea. Now it's more at sea. So that's kind of funny.
But the thing is, it's more at sea. But technically, when you got pulled into the group or you booked the group rate, you got the free at sea prices. So those gratuities you pay for the drink package and that, and the specialty dining, you're actually paying a little less in the group because you have the free.
But the group rates are done.
Prices. Yeah.
So now anyone comes in at the current, whatever the current deal is and all that
Yeah.
stuff.
So the ship has sold out enough where they're no longer allowing any more group space to be held.
That is right. And of course, just the one final thing to mention. Yes, 2026 New Year's Eve, next New Year's Eve, December 27, 2026, 7 days from Los Angeles on Norwegian Encore. We know that the Aqua didn't work out this year, although a few people are going to have fun on the Firenze as a plan B. And we're sorry about that.
Going on the Aqua too.
Yeah, some people are still going on the Aqua to have a great time and enjoy that cruise. And then we're coming back to the West Coast, baby, for 2026 to 2027 on my favorite Norwegian ship, the Norwegian Encore. So that's super cool. Very excited about that. Very, very excited about that. All right, let's jump back into the chat and see what some of these people are talking about out there. I'm dying to find that video of Sharon cutting your hair, drinking wine during the pandemic. Jen, it's there. I don't know how fast I could find it.
Well, it's back up.
If you go to go to the YouTube channel and you can search the videos.
Gosh, oh my God, it's like 5 years ago.
Yeah, it's gonna be from 5 years ago. But it's a fabulous video. And it may be live. It may not be a video. It might be under live streams. I really think it was a live stream. I think. I don't know. I'll look for it. And if you're not part of the group, the Facebook group, Sharon@Sea Cruise Crew. I don't know. We don't talk about it much, but join us on Facebook, Sharon@Sea Cruise Crew, and I'll put a link to the video after the live stream So you can go check it out, get a few laughs out of that, and that was a good time. There is a lot of insane content from the pandemic that people still talk about today for a number of channels, our friends out there and stuff like that. So that's good. Julie said, I'm on the British Isles cruise as soon as you have details. Did British Isles last fall? Loved it, said Debbie Shapkins. What's up, Debbie? Hope you guys are doing good. Yes, I'm super excited. British Isles, oh yeah, especially starting at the Titanic pub. Beauty and the Bum travels, you are right. Guys, I can tell you this, the cruise will start from Southampton. We will be there I want to be there at least 2 nights before, because we are going to go have a party at the Titanic pub. That's a definite there, and I don't want that to be the night before the cruise. I want that to be 2 nights before the cruise, because that's going to be a party, and we're going to party all night long. You know why? Because I'm like this with the owner.
Oh my God.
I'm like this with the owner. We were at the Titanic. We're at a pub called the Titanic Pub last year in Southampton the night before the cruise, and just having a couple drinks. And some guy who seemed like he was pretty buzzed comes up and starts talking to me a little bit. And we're having a conversation, and he proceeds to tell me that he's the owner of the bar. And I'm like, come on, this guy's full of, poop. I didn't believe him for 1 second. So we talked for a while, and that was it. And then later on, after we got back to the room, I started researching it online. Sure enough, I found a picture, Titanic Pub under new ownership, and there was a picture of this guy. Unbelievable. I still have it. Not that anyone cares, but I still have the picture somewhere on my phone. But anyway. So that was very cool. Let's see.
Oh yes, Sweet Medicine says, yeah, Natalie is graduating. Yeah, that's our granddaughter. She's graduating. Yes, we will definitely be there.
Yes, yeah. But tell her if for some reason we can't make it, there'll be a lot of cash involved. She'll be fine with it.
We'll be there.
Let's see. Boba Turn says, are the group cruises open to all subscribers? Recently joined your channel and love all the videos. Well, yeah, they're open to anybody, really. The whole idea with the group cruise is that we announced that we're going to do a group cruise where we're kind of hosting. And a lot of people come because some people want to cruise with us. Some people have made friends with other people in the community. If you're in the chat, you see people talking to each other left and right. There's tons of people that have made great friends. And so they all go to hang out. And it's just a whole lot of fun. So Sharon, being a travel agent, a travel professional, she handles all the bookings. So the one requirement to be involved in everything on the group cruise is that you book it with Sharon. We're the hosts. We create little events and fun things that go along. We might have parties. We have get-togethers, pool parties, bar crawls, whatever we decide to do. We've done a lot of fun stuff with ourselves and with our friends. And this time we're going with our friends Brian and Julie from How We Cruise. So that's the idea behind it. So you don't need to be a subscriber. But if you like us enough to cruise with us, then we would assume maybe you want to subscribe to the channel and see more stuff. So hopefully that answers the question. Big G and Snuggles are in the house. What is going to go on, guys? What's happening? Major cruise inquiry. James, who's going to bro snuggle you on the Jimmy Jamboree? Well, right now, technically, I'm solo. Matthew's about 50-50 if he's going to be able to go or not. And if he goes, obviously, he'll be my roommate, and he'll be keeping me under control. And if he doesn't go, then who knows what's going to happen. Anything could happen, as they say. Beverly Juka, question, are there cruises from Turkey back to Italy that are inexpensive? I might feel better taking a round trip out of Rome as well. Beverly, that's a great question. I don't know.
Well, the ship is going to turn around and leave from Turkey, the same ship. And I don't know about other ships around that time frame because I haven't really looked into that. But they do have, there are ships that sail from Turkey.
Yeah. That sounds fabulous. That's a great idea. We might need to do that. Yep, Doug, the Ollingers, Beth and Doug are out there, our neighbors down the road. They said they're super excited. And, I feel terrible because these guys live right down the road. We haven't seen them in forever here locally. So, guys, as soon as I'm back up and running from this hip thing, we're throwing down. I know we had a date at Bubba's that we had to postpone, and we definitely owe you a night on the town. So we're definitely going to do that, and we're going to bring Mary Barkley in the mix. Maybe we'll contact the Rangers as well. All our locals. We need to throw together another local get together. Karen Senecoff said, question, when you guys fly overseas like that, do you normally fly on a standard fare? And how miserable is it with not much legroom? Going on our first med cruise next summer on a casino offer.
Well,
want to answer that? Because I got a great answer.
Our very first cruise, we did book economy on American Airlines, and
It sucked.
it was very squishy. It was not comfortable.
And the Wi-Fi didn't work for the whole flight.
But that was just that particular plane. But
It was.
anyways,
The Wi-Fi.
yeah.
was down.
So
that was horrible.
so now we usually go. We don't book like first class or business class or anything, but we do usually do the next step up where you get a little extra leg room, and that has been great for us.
Well, last year we flew from JFK, right? So when the couple times we're flying overseas, over to London, we're getting to the East Coast from Arizona one way or the other.
Well, they're talking
and then
about
we
going
I
all the way
understand,
over.
but I'm talking about the whole thing, the whole process. We get to JFK, and then we fly from JFK. Last year we flew Virgin Atlantic. We flew there. And we
great.
and we got the economy like comfort seat or whatever. I forget the term.
It was the next one up with the extra legroom.
Yeah, and so that was awesome. I mean, that was awesome, super comfy, no problem with that at all. A fabulous flight. And then and I don't like to bring it up because some of the people traveling with us got a little mad about it. But on the way home, we were taking Iceland Air.
And actually, on Iceland Air, we did book regular economy.
Yes.
But we just never experienced it, so I don't know how it was because we got upgraded to first class, and I don't even know how we did it.
Well, business class. But yes, it's their first class. Yeah.
But it was amazing. Of course,
that was amazing.
I would never pay for it.
I didn't even have anyone next to me, but it was good. And it happened while we were in the airport. We each got a text saying that your new seat assignment has changed.
At first, we were all upset because we're like, "What do you mean they changed our seats?"
Yes. And then we looked, and it was like you're now in row E, or whatever, seat 2. I don't know, something like that. And we were like, "What does this mean?" And then we found out. So we're hanging out with all these great friends of ours. We're all leaving, and
they came around. They had the little
oh gosh, that was
thing sitting on your seat for you with all the little goodies, and they came around with champagne and all that. That was amazing. That was definitely a great experience.
Crazy Cat Charlie says, sadly, I will miss 2 New Year's Eve cruises because she's still going on the Aqua. I'm so glad you're going on the Aqua. You're going to have a fabulous time.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry that we won't be there, but that's awesome. And then she's doing an East Coaster for the next year. So it's okay. We'll come back around. We will come back around. Let's see. Beauty and the Bum Travel said, what night is the Poop Cruise 2.0 bar tour? Well, that's every night, Larry. There's not a lot of bars, so I think we can hit them all in one night, so don't you worry about that. Remember to hit the like button. Thank you, Shannon. We appreciate that. I was pleasantly surprised how much legroom we had on JetBlue earlier this year when we did our mission trip to Guatemala. Hey, listen, if you get the right seat, if you pay a few extra bucks and you get towards the front of economy, you're definitely going to have a little more legroom. And I did that on my trip to Virginia recently when I flew there, and it was a blessing having a little more room there between me and the seat in front of me. Eric Ranger said, I decided to take a somewhat last-minute 3-day cruise on Radiance next month, going solo, and recommendations on Ensenada since I've never been. I know you said you often stay on the ship. Well, first off, Eric, I need to tell you this, and this is very important. We have found out that Nicola, our number 1 favorite bartender in the world, Nicola is supposed to be on that cruise ship, and I believe he will probably be in the Alchemy Bar. Normally, he's in the Alchemy Bar. On occasion, he might get put somewhere else, but 90% of the time, Alchemy Bar. So, Nicola, Alchemy Bar. If you see him, you say that you were sent to him by sharonatsea, and he will know who Sharon is, hopefully, if he remembers, and that'll bode well for you. But other than that, man, I don't know. Just get off, walk around town, walk into town a little bit, and check out some of the restaurants and shopping. There's some wineries and a couple of tours that you can do in Ensenada that you can have a good time with. And then the traditional, like maybe an ATV.
Or there's a lot of people go see the blowhole.
Yeah, something like that.
Things like that.
So I don't know much more, but it's the one thing I like about Ensenada, and I know we don't always get off the ship, but I feel like that's about as real of a Mexico experience as you're going to get. Because when you walk in the city, man, I mean, that's Mexico. It's a little touristy, right? They have souvenir shops and that kind of stuff. But it's not like going to Cabo. When you go to Cabo, it's very Americanized, right? There's all the American shops, American names and all that. You got to get outside of Cabo, like San Jose del Cabo up the road, to get a real feel for Mexico. and that's one good thing about Ensenada, in my opinion. That's pretty good about it.
Yeah.
Joe McMullen's doing British Isles next week.
yeah.
Holy cow, that's going to be fabulous.
Gonna have a
Share some
great time.
information in the cruise group for us, will you? My nonstop from Istanbul lets me have 2 check bags for all my souvenirs, said Julie.
Oh.
You're gonna need to get some padding in those bags. Make sure so that they don't throw them around.
I am planning. I'm gonna bring like some kind of a fold-up bag, I think, and stick in my luggage for souvenirs this time because so I don't have to buy something. But we are going just with one medium-sized bag this time. We are going light for that trip this time.
We are?
Yep.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah. So if your stuff doesn't fit in that bag, then it's staying home.
Hold on a second. Excuse me, folks. We have to hold on. We have to. Let me have a.
We are downsizing it.
Hold on.
I see John and Diamond in the
Hang on.
chat.
Hold on.
If they can travel to Europe on a carry-on with a carry-on, we can.
Do me a favor. Watch this little video clip for watch this for 1 second while Sharon and I have a little conversation. Here, I'll just put this on. Okay, there you go. Sharon, what do you mean I'm leaving my stuff behind? What? That's an outrage. Okay, all right. Sorry, I'm just kidding. So listen, that's fine. I mean, I'll buy stuff. I'll ship it home. I'll UPS it or I'll FedEx it from wherever we are if we have to. So that's not a problem. I'm not.
Actually, the one I really have to worry about with the souvenirs is Matthew. He goes crazy with souvenirs.
He does go crazy. I never buy any souvenirs.
No, you don't.
No, I like to invest my money in the casino and the bar and the local economy, and that's what I'm all about.
But I'm talking about packing to go.
Okay. Packing to go is easy. I mean, it's so easy when I pack. It's so great. John and Diamond, what's going on, guys? We've been here the whole time, looking forward to all the group cruises and the possible local meetup. Hope you all have fun on the travels. Thank you, John. We miss you guys, and we look forward to seeing you guys again. Let's see. Crazy Cat Traveler said, just watch your San Juan vlog, John and Diamond. What's the story with the aversion to pigeons? Listen, I know what you mean. Those pigeons are crazy.
Yeah.
Matthew did that where they put you in there, and then I don't know what, I forget if he just held his arm out, but the pigeons were all over him.
Everywhere.
And to us, it's like, ew, God, pigeons are disgusting. But they don't really have that same feeling, I guess. So
you go there and it's cool. It's like, oh, pigeon.
Larry from Beauty and the Bum Travels, he cannot shake this whole poop cruise thing.
Oh,
he
man.
says, I'm going to recreate the act of relieving myself overboard. See, he is stuck on the entire time. He's not going to talk about anything but the poop cruise. I'm afraid it could affect us because I think we might be sitting with him or near him at dinner. Larry, right? I'm just going to tell you right now, we don't want any poop cruise talk at dinner on this upcoming cruise, please. That's great news about Nicola. I have met him before. Oh, Eric, if you have, he is the man. Now remember, there's 2 Nicolas. There's a tall Nicola, and there's the shorter Nicola, and that's our Nicola. And actually, he's the guy at the end of our intro video where it's him and his buddy Loki, I think his name was. I forget if I'm totally right there. And those are the 2 guys that are saying, don't forget to subscribe. And then Nicholas says, to sharonatsea, yeah! And that's freaking awesome. I love that. Roger Johnstone said, Donna and Gracia tequila tasting. Go to the flagpole and walk 1 block into town. Usually a guy and maybe a dog on the steps. Roger, are you telling Eric to just walk into Ensenada and look for a guy, a dog, and a bottle of tequila on the steps somewhere? That does not sound safe. Does that sound safe? Would you do that? I mean, I'm with it. I would love to do that. I'm just saying it doesn't sound particularly safe or sanitary. Please put that Larry at the other end of the dining room. Just kidding. We'll see. He'll pretend. Bag allocation. Jimmy needs his mankini. Listen, Big G and Snuggles, when are you guys gonna be coming out here from New Zealand? Coming out for another trip. We need to hang out again, and we need to get back on that roulette table. That's a priority. So there you go. Karen said, thank you. I would love to join one of the group cruises one day, but we're always cruising on casino offers. All right, so here's the deal. I'm just going to tell you. If you have a casino offer, Sharon can book you. Then she can, and correct me if I'm wrong, then she can pull you into the group. Is that right?
Oh.
If you have a casino offer and you want to be on a group cruise,
You can
contact Sharon and she can see if those 2 things align and she can make it happen.
it depends on the cruise line, but if it's with Carnival, if you have a casino offer, I can book it and I don't technically pull it into the group because you don't get the group amenities since you have the casino amenities, but I link you then with the group kind of outside of Carnival, you might say. So you're part of the group. You just don't get those group amenities that Carnival gives, like the extra onboard credit and things like that. But usually casino offers get way more onboard credit. So that's usually not a problem.
So you're not going to worry
but
about
then if you book it through me like that, then you can technically be part of the group and join in on all the activities and whatever we plan and things.
And all the fun. Kelly Ronaldo, what's going on? Kelly, Chris, the whole Ronaldo family. Hope you guys are doing fabulous. Love you guys. Kelly says, wow, he's back. We saw him on Jubilee, and it was his last cruise. He was heading home to be with his daughter.
Yeah.
Yes, I know. And it looks like...
We had heard that he was going to take a longer break because he missed his family.
Yes.
But now he's back. And it looks like his wife, or I don't know if they ever got married. I think they did. But it looks like I don't know, might be pregnant again. I don't know.
She might be. Hang on, let me see. Well, I don't want to show. Let's see.
His daughter's so big now. Gosh, I can't believe
she is. She's not a little kid anymore.
I can't believe. Nicola looks so different too.
He does look a little different. Let me just show. Hold on. There's that. There he is right now. Looks like his hair is growing out. There's his adorable little daughter. And yes, that's right from his Facebook, so it's public, so I'm not posting anything that no one else can see. So there you go. Facebook friends with him. And we were thinking about trying to maybe jump on a Radiance cruise just to see him because it's been quite a while. Between him and Macy, who we haven't seen in forever, we miss those guys a lot.
Yeah.
Some of the greatest folks we've ever had the pleasure of being served by on a cruise.
I don't think we'll make it to see Macy right now on the ship she's on, but maybe after her next break, wherever she goes, maybe we'll make it.
Debbie Shapkin said, for our 25-day Mediterranean cruise, we only did carry-on and backpacks. I don't know if we could do that. I mean, I just, listen, my clothing is too big. Even my outfits are too big. Okay, Debbie, I don't think I could pull that off. That's amazing if you could. Let's see, a couple other comments I didn't want to miss. Going on a Radiance in April. Will Nicola be there then? Said Jeff Scalzo. I think he's just getting there right about now.
Yeah.
I don't know how long he'll be there, but usually they get on and they do 3 or 6 months. And Nicola's the kind of guy that will work on a ship, and then when a new ship comes up, he might go and open up a new ship and then relocate. And so last I heard was that the Radiance is where he's getting on.
But one thing
we'll see. Hopefully that's what's happening.
That a lot of some of our favorites that have been around and they used to always go start up on the new ships, I have found that I think a lot, I don't know, it seems like sometimes they prefer the older ships now. I don't know.
They do.
It seems like you would think that people would want to be on the brand new ships, but I think that it's actually easier for them to be on the older ships and not be on the big, huge new ships in the startup. I don't know.
John and Diamond, speaking of carry-ons and backpack, he said carry-on and backpack's the way to go. Compression cubes and vacuum seal bag does the trick. It's definitely a learning curve. I know those guys travel super light. Yeah. It's ridiculous. I don't know if we could do that. Can you put all your shoes and flip-flops in a compression bag?
Well,
in a vacuum seal bag?
Well, I don't depends on where I'm going. Some cruises I take more shoes than others. When I go to Europe, I really don't take that many shoes. I take a pair of shoes that I wear to dinner.
What you talking about,
I
Willis?
take my tennis shoes and a pair of flip-flops. And that's all I take.
Okay.
Usually.
Well, maybe.
But
all right, we'll work on it.
Cruise, I take sometimes a few different shoes.
John and Diamond, please, that's your next video. How we travel with just carry-ons. I mean, Debbie, you can make a video too. I don't think that you guys are making any content at the moment. When we're with the kids, it's a minimum 5 checked bags. Yeah, see how we cruise those.
Oh my gosh. That
know
made
the
me
pain.
think back of when this was around the time Matthew was born and even before Matthew, when we first started cruising. We would have so much luggage. We would just have it all lined up in the entryway of the house. And then when Matthew came along, we had we always take the pack and play for him to sleep in because I was kind of weird. I didn't want to get the ship cribs because I was worried about the germs. I wanted him to have his own little space, so we would pack around the pack and play. We had the when he got a little older, we had to take the car seat for the flight because he had to sit in the car seat, and we had a stroller.
Oh God, what a nightmare!
Then
bringing a car seat on the flight.
We each had a big luggage. I had a luggage for Matthew because we had all the diapers and things to take. Then we would travel with our 2 daughters then too, and they were teenagers back then. So they would each have one big bag of clothes plus literally another whole suitcase full of shoes. These girls would bring so many shoes. Like I think one time we counted 13 things that we had to haul to the airport between the luggages, the pack and play, and all that.
Yeah,
with all
I don't
of us.
doubt it.
For the five of us, it was crazy. I mean, we don't travel like that anymore. But back in the day when we first started, like, boy, that was some fun memories.
Julie Falker says would love to join a group cruise to Europe as long as it's not summer. Well, when we go, it's usually May. It's usually very late May, right early in June.
Right.
And that's really the best time. We
want to go because
that's the best time for us. So that's how it just works out.
And not so much if you're going like to Iceland and things, but the other areas, it can get kind of warm in the summer. So if you go in May, really early in June, it's usually
not that hot.
It's not
that brutal.
Miserably hot. I know Italy and Greece gets really warm in the summer, so I'm hoping we will have perfect weather going at the end of May, and it won't quite hit the heat yet. Because,
there you go. Yeah. There you go. Jan rules is going to Norway in October. I know I'll need cold weather, rain gear. One check bag is a must. And sometimes we've gone to places where we are anticipating one type of weather, and then we get the totally opposite. Like when we've been to Alaska.
Yeah.
We were ready for like igloo living. I mean, just
especially the first time we went.
Cold weather gear, winter jacket, the whole deal. And we spent half the time in shorts and t-shirts on the aft balconies partying. I mean, it was just crazy. So you never know what you're going to get, and you got to be ready for anything. Beverly State question, will you post alternative ways besides flying to get home from Turkey? Is there a train from Turkey back to Rome, a cheap cruise, etc.? I don't believe that is something. I don't think that taking a train is necessarily feasible. I don't know the lay of the land out there, but that seems like it'd be really, really far.
Yeah.
That one, you're going to be on your own, Beverly, because, we're going to post what we're doing and how we're getting there, and give people a few tips.
And there might be cruises that
might be the extent of it.
That you can take to other places, but I don't know of any that are coming back right away to the U.S. at that time on any cruise line. And I mean, you could probably take one back to Rome, or
Yeah,
something
you
like
really
that,
just need to look at anything going from Istanbul back to Rome or any place else you would want to catch a flight from, and maybe find a cruise leaving the day after we get off the ship in Istanbul, and then just stay locally at a hotel or something. And that might be a way to go if you want to avoid the flying or the cost of flying, or just extend that vacation a little bit.
We've looked at let's see, what was the other cruise or airline we were looking at for Turkey? Lufthansa. What was that other one?
I forget. And
it wasn't Air France. It was.
It might have been Turkish Air.
Oh, it was. It was Turkish Air.
Turkish Air.
And Lufthansa.
Lufthansa.
Yeah, Lufthansa.
It's Lufthansa.
Okay,
Lufthansa.
And Turkish Air. Those two had right now look to be probably the best prices to get back.
Yeah, and the weird thing is you're looking, listen, we are, as being Americans, we are so trained on American, Southwest, United, Delta, maybe for, some of it's regional, right? Maybe a little JetBlue, and then we are avoiding, the Frontiers of the world or the Spirits and all that.
And a lot of them go to places like, the UK, London, they go to Rome.
And when we think about these places, like flying out of Turkey or whatever, and you're like, okay, it's Turkish Air, and your first reaction is, oh, gee, is that going to be safe? And then you do some research, you're like, I'm an idiot. It's as safe as anything else. Yeah. As many people are flying on Turkish Air as there are on like American Airlines. I mean, it's as safe as any other plane anywhere doing anything. So you do a little research and you just maybe just don't get on like some cheapo depot airline, and you realize that you just don't know anymore. So you're worried that some other countries air travel won't be as safe as yours, when the reality is it's just safer, in my opinion, from my research. Thank you very much. Let's see. Big Gene Struggles wants to know what happened to me, because you still look fabulous. And I think they're trying to say that I don't. How dare you? I don't look a day. Oh, I look the same now as when Sharon met me, don't I? I mean, I had a little more hair, a little less pounds, and kind of a couple less wrinkles. But I mean, just because you look the same as you did 30 years ago. It's just not fair. Marion Dillon, what's going on, girl, says that it's still really hot in the mid to late September in Italy and Greece. Yes, it'll get hot, but we're going to deal with it. Let's see. For weather, you have to keep in mind your regular temp in your state. We did Alaska in September. We live in Michigan. Our friend from Florida had gloves, ear wraps, big boots, and the whole 9 yards.
Yeah,
exactly. And you from Michigan, you're probably like, oh, it's beautiful here. And the Floridians like, oh my God, I'm freezing my tail feathers off.
Yeah, that's true too.
Yes. Howie Cruz says, when we flew back from Barcelona, they're showing off now, we saw more people in line to check in for what we would consider the less common airlines. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's different out there. But hey, Roger Johnson said Qatar Airline is the second highest rated economy class. Decent prices back to LA, but 7-hour layover in Doha. Well, depends what they got. Do they have a bar or a little place you can chill out, take a nap in Doha? That would be the thing.
That could be.
Jen said, Jamie, you look great. Thank you very much, Jen. I appreciate it. Jen has become my new favorite hopefully subscriber. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, we thought about that, the guitars and all that. And then we're thinking, okay, how much money do we want to put into the flight? And the more money we put into the flight, the less money we have for doing other things. We don't have some unlimited bankroll to work with. So we need to be cautious and frugal, just like anybody else, as far as planning.
Yeah, well, we'll probably go with one of the cheaper options, of course, as long as it's safe and things like that, and also the timing of it, because some of them have limited times that they fly, and so we have to find a time that works for us. That's right.
So you said, all right, boy, we've really been talking a lot about this Greece thing, and so for those of you not going, I'm sorry if you're like, well, this is boring. I don't care about Greece. I don't want to hear about the Greece. But the final thing, again, Sharon will touch on is she mentioned the excursions. Later on at the end of the month here and end of July, right in the beginning of August, the excursions will come out. And those are ones that Sharon is just putting together saying, hey, you might like these. But if you're going on that cruise, or any group cruise for that matter, you can do whatever you want. You can hang with us. You can just book. If you're a little nervous, you want to book just through the cruise line, you could do that too. You could find something totally on your own and go on your separate way and do something super private. Yeah, I mean, you can do whatever you want. So that's totally your call. So when that information comes out, don't feel like you have to do anything. It's your cruise, it's your time, and it's your vacation. So there you go.
You can do whatever. I'm just putting this together to help people that are maybe a little more nervous, or that maybe want a little more smaller group versus the big mass cruise line excursion, and still have a back to the ship guarantee, so they can feel safe with getting back and things like that.
Yes.
So, but yeah, you can do whatever you want. So, but hopefully this will help a lot of you and feel safe and secure, especially like some of the solo cruisers out there.
And the company that we're talking about is Shore Excursions Group. So if you need to book any excursion anywhere on any cruise, there's a link in the bottom of this video, in the description box below the video. And all you do is you do stuff like you're seeing right now on the screen. You pick your cruise line, your cruise ship, your date, and then you start booking excursions. You find all kinds of cool excursions, and there are reviews. They'll give you all the information on how it works. And if you don't mind, if you would like to use Sharon's link in there, it does help to support the channel, if I'm being 100% honest. So please consider that, and we always appreciate that. Again, just a shameless plug.
And there, I mean, you can go through that link and book whatever for Greece as well.
Yeah, you could do that. You could do that right now. You could start looking for Greece excursions.
But then I will have another link as well for that cruise. It's a separate group link. But either way,
yes. Debbie Range, of course, we love doing that for you. We appreciate you doing this for us, Sharon. Debbie Range and Clark were having an awesome time over the holiday. They were boating and camping and RVing and having a great time. Big G Snuggle says, as long as the plane doesn't have chickens on the roof rack and ghosts looking out the window, you'll be fine. Flying high. All right, well, you know what? That's a great tip. I appreciate that. And I'll definitely look up pictures and make sure none of that's going on. So that is good. Crazy Cat Traveler showing off her extensive travel. My least favorite airports are London Heathrow, Sydney Airport, Chicago O'Hare, and LAX. Making note to avoid Barcelona. Listen, we've been to Heathrow a couple times, and we also went to Gatwick. I don't know, Heathrow. We made out okay in Heathrow. We've gotten through like the customs super quick getting off of the plane.
I will say,
and had really good experiences.
Yeah, but it is huge. I mean, there's a lot of stuff to see and do around the airport. Mary
Ellen Dillon said, may end up going through Dublin to get home, Brian. Just worried about layovers being long enough to clear immigration and U.S. customs. You're right. Yeah, you're absolutely right about that. Mary Barkley, thank you so much for the super chat, you sweetie pie. I don't know when we're going to see Mary again. I can't believe we're not going to be seeing her on this next cruise.
Wow, I'm going to see her in October.
You're going to see her in October. I'm going to see her before because we're going to get together at Bubba's to celebrate my fantastic hip replacement, and we're going to do jumping jacks together. I'm thinking Paris and take an extra day on the way home. Oh, she's going to go to Gay Paris. Oh, very nice, Debbie Range. Very nice.
You know what? We booked another cruise this week too. That's something we did.
Hold on, what?
You know that.
Are you allowed to talk about that?
Well, I don't see why not.
What else did you book?
I don't. Huh?
Well, hold on. Have we talked enough about our summer travels?
Well, this is next.
Did we cover? I know, but the whole theme of today's live stream was supposed to be our summer travels and what was going on. Did we cover all the bases?
I think we did.
Because we sidetracked. We talked about a lot of other stuff, and I don't know if we covered everything. 8,000 miles. We're leaving the house on the 7th. Okay, we're leaving the house on the 7th, and we're not returning to the house till the 27th. Okay, now I know it's risky to say that out loud, but we will have people watching the house, so don't think you're going to be coming here and sneaking in or doing anything shenanigans over here. Okay, so we still will have protection built in. So just saying, don't think you're gonna put one over on us. But so that's gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, I hope my car still starts when we get back. I might have to charge up the battery. But you booked something else. So what did you book?
So, well, one place that we've been wanting to go back to since our first cruise in Europe was Hamburg. Because we never got to actually truly go into Hamburg when we stopped in Kiel. So I found a cruise that actually, it's only 5 days, but it leaves from Southampton and it goes to Hamburg, directly to Hamburg. And then it also goes to Bruges, and then back. So we have a very, very long day in Hamburg. So I'm looking forward to that. And it works out perfect because it backs right up to another cruise we have next summer in August. So we will actually, next summer in August, we will
2026. We have the Greece cruise at the end of May.
Right.
And now you're saying that
in August.
And August, later on that summer?
Right. We're going to fly over to London, and we are going to go out of Southampton on a 5-day. Goes to Hamburg on Royal Caribbean's Liberty of the Seas. Then we're going to get off the ship and make our way over to Dover, spend the night, and actually spend 2 nights. And then on the 9th, get on the Solar Eclipse Cruise, Carnival's Solar Eclipse Cruise on the Legend for an 11-night cruise going to France and Portugal. That's my bucket list, Portugal, and Spain, and somewhere else. I can't even remember now.
Sharon, emails
But
are coming in right now. Emails are coming in. People saying, I want to be on that. I want to be part of that.
That cruise, the second one, the Solar Eclipse one, has been sold out for a while. That one is sold out.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But I booked that one a long, long time ago. But I found this other one to kind of back up to it. So that's going to be, so I'm excited about that.
Well, that sounds like a whole lot. You just dropped a major European travel bomb
that's
on everyone.
all we have booked next year in 2026. So besides our your boys cruise and New Year's Eve,
Yes.
we just have our summer booked. We don't have anything booked for spring break.
It's going to be the summer of love.
Anything like that. So when we get back from this trip, I'm going to be on a
Lucy, quiet down out there.
mad dash to try to secure some plans for spring break and some other things. I also plan to do another grandkids cruise. So I got to find the perfect cruise for all those for the springtime. So
that is crazy. Richard, Abandon Aaron, what's up, Richard and Lori? Lovely to see you guys. Hope we get to see you again soon on a cruise. I hope your RV life is rocking and rolling. I know it is. Let's see. A couple other things. I would love that cruise, Sharon. I need to get back to Bruges.
Yeah.
Well, we need.
That's actually where the second one goes to Bruges too. So it's kind of funny.
We're going to be in Bruges twice.
Yeah. And
that is crazy.
The one thing that we didn't do in Bruges that we wanted to go to the Waterloo.
Yes, in Belgium.
Yeah.
Matthew, we're going to go to the Waterloo one of those.
Yeah, because we didn't get to do that last time.
Yes, Debbie, I think the Japan cruise we thought about for 2027, but I think that's taken a back burner, and I think British Isles is going to be the plan.
I think, I think more people just from kind of reaching out to us, more people have had interest in British Isles. So I think we're going to go with that one for 2027.
Word on this, Richard Van Den Aaron says, a good thing you guys are accustomed to the heat. Portugal can be a scorcher.
Yeah, it's going to be hot in August.
Piece of cake. Yeah. Piece of cake. I mean, listen, it's going to be 115 here next week. Oh, well, we're going to be gone anyway, so it won't matter. But still. Eric, it does, yes, so that one. Sharon's been up to tricks.
Yeah.
I think that, we've cruised for so long. And we've cruised to so many places out of so many ports, and the Caribbean cruises and all that, and we love them. But ever since 2 years ago, when we took that first Europe trip, did our Baltic cruise, and we were just blown away by the experience of going overseas and doing it, and really how easy it was. And then doing last year, doing our Norway cruise, and that was such an amazing time. And the first time we went, it was just us, and then the next time we went, it was a smaller group cruise, and we went with friends, and that made it even more special. And now the Greek cruise is going to be amazing, and I bet you a lot of folks that are going on the Greek cruise have a little bit of nervousness built up about going overseas, and people are like, oh, well, the climate of what's going on in the world today and all that. I'm not worried about that at all. Everything we're doing is tourist oriented. We're going to be on the ship. We're getting off for a day, getting back on again. We're not going too far off the beaten path. I'm not worried about it. You shouldn't either. And I think people are just going to be like, wow, that was so much easier than I thought it was going to be. I mean, they're going to be blown away. The only difference is this will be the first time. The last two cruises we flew into the London area. This time we're going to be flying into Rome, so it'll be a little bit different. I know we're still going to encounter plenty of English-speaking people, especially when you talk about trains and airports and things of that nature. And Sharon has promised me that she is going to speak almost fluent Italian by the time we get to Rome. Didn't you? Did you tell me that? Yes, you committed to that. You were kind of sleeping when I asked you how we're going to make out, and you said that you're going to do that. So I think it should be fine. Mary Ellen Dillon spent a couple weeks in Bruges many years ago.
It's pretty there.
Let's see. Richard said there'll be a Glacier National Park tomorrow for 7 nights. See, how cool is that? Nice. That is awesome. Stephen Hayes, what's going on? Nice to see you. So listen, our summertime is packed. We're going to be on the road here. In a couple hours, we're picking up our rental vehicle. I'm hoping that they're sold out because of the holiday weekend and we get maybe an upgrade.
Maybe.
I wouldn't mind a little upgrade. So we'll see what happens. Fingers are crossed. Fingers are crossed.
We'll see what we get.
Yes.
Hopefully something that Lucy's happy with.
Howie Cruz says, I definitely want to learn more Italian before heading back to Europe. You guys should consider coming on the Greek cruise. I mean, I'm just saying. I'm just throwing it out there. Sugar said, I'm more nervous if I'm going to miss a flight going overseas since I'm all alone traveling. Well, listen, Sugar, here's the deal. Number one, people will start to announce their flights and when they have flights. So you just got to team up. We will announce when we book our flights. And last time when we flew to London, we were on the same plane with like 6 of our friends, and we all took the same subway train to the same hotel, and it was a great experience. And we're going to do something similar this time. Yeah,
we're going to tell everyone what flight we're on. So if anyone wants to fly out of New York, wherever they're from, get to New York and then fly out of there, they can book the same flight and be on the same flight. So then when we get there, we can all kind of take the same transportation, take the train to either the same hotel or close by hotel. So, but yeah, we'll let everyone know all that information. So, especially the solo travelers, so you don't feel like you're all alone.
Yes.
And by having the Zoom calls and kind of interacting a little bit beforehand, some of the solo travelers, if they don't know anyone else, they might make friends or a little bit with some of the other solo travelers and kind of buddy up so that maybe they don't feel completely alone too. So that's another thing. A lot of times on group cruises, like I don't know how many times some of the solo cruisers have met other solo cruisers and become friends.
Oh my gosh, it's crazy. Happens all the time. Howie Cruz says you need to push the Greece cruise back a week so the kids are out of school, then we're in. Can we do that, Sharon? Can we reschedule it? Just let everyone know?
No.
So that Brian and Julie can go. We're going to get right on that, guys. We're going to reschedule the entire cruise just to get you there. Or listen, just their kids are all in, they're young. To take them out of school for the week. They're not going to miss anything. It's the last week of school. They're not doing anything anyway that day. They're just sharpening all the pencils for next year. So it's easy. Let's see. See that Cindy Bridge is already saying, Sugar, I'm going to Italy solo too. Debbie Raines is spending a day in New York City before heading to Rome. See, that's a great idea. I hope we can do that too, because I want some New York City pizza. And I want to get a hot dog from a hot dog cart on the side of the road.
Mary Ellen Dillon says Portugal is beautiful. Yes, I've seen pictures and I've heard that. And that is probably my number one bucket list place that
Well, that's because you're Portuguese. Yeah. Sharon is Portuguese, if you didn't know that. Speak a little Portuguese for everybody. Show them what you got.
I did know a few words when I was younger.
You did you? Okay. No, really, we believe you, Sharon.
I know more French than Portuguese.
We believe you. We know. French, Portuguese, you took both classes, you don't know any of it. Yes. We'll just drive you around New York airports before and after. Howie Cruz, now you are talking. What do you need, a week's notice on that? I tried to give you a day's notice once, and you told me to kiss off, so that was a little rude. But otherwise, I'll give you a little more notice next time.
Debbie Rain said that's what they're doing, a day in New York.
Yes.
Before, yeah.
I literally just said that 30
did?
seconds ago.
Oh, sorry.
But it's okay, because it's worth mentioning twice. That's how much we like Debbie and Clark Range. Wendy Johnson says, I'm Swedish and English. I would have never known. I would have never known. I would have thought she was like Polish and Russian, the way she throws back the booze. She's a wild card, that Wendy Johnstone. You know that, don't you? She's a wild one. My Portuguese twin sister, said Kelly Ronaldo.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my gosh. You are right. Let's see. Greece 45 years ago, most toilets were holes in the ground, even the trains. Tom Burke, we heard about that. And listen, if we have to squat, we will squat. We'll do what we got to do. When in Rome, when in Greece, when wherever you are, we will do just like they do. All I know is that I will be booking my tour to go on the first day of the cruise. When we land in Salerno, I will be going to Pompeii. And I will be going to see the ruins and to see the Colosseum, where Pink Floyd has played 2 magical concerts. And I will close my eyes and I will put in my earbuds and I will listen to Pink Floyd Echoes live at Pompeii, and I will pretend I'm back there. So that's it. That's my plan.
Said, your Portugal cruise sounds amazing. Which cruise line? That one is on Carnival, on the Carnival Legend.
It's sold out at the moment, but you never know after final payment what could happen.
I booked that a couple years ago when it first was announced. I think it sold out pretty quickly. Some of the other cruise lines are doing the solar eclipse cruises now too, and they have other ones out there. I think Princess, Norwegian has one. Most of them are doing them, and it looks like there's still availability for some of the other cruise lines for the solar eclipse.
Richard Van den Aaron's on board with my idea. Going to the Pompeii. Maybe listen. Maybe we can sneak some mushrooms on or something like that and really make a go of it. No, are you like they don't allow that? Is that frowned upon? Okay.
Oh my God.
Never mind. It's not. Is it not? It's on the 80s anywhere, is it? Never mind.
No.
It's not. Wendy Johnstone says she's also Scottish. Heidi Leskin says I'm Irish and Scottish.
Oh.
I am German and Polish, which means that I am stubborn and stupid.
I think you're more than that too, because we've never done that ancestry thing, but Matthew has. So by what his has come out things, I think you have more than just German and Polish. Actually, probably the two things I'm the most are Portuguese and German.
Sharon, my
That's why
family,
I'm so stubborn.
My father's family they're all from Germany. And my mother's family is all from Poland. The Miskowitz. Their name is Miskowitz.
That's funny because Matthew...
Those are Polacks from the get-go.
Matthew has a very tiny percent of Polish in him.
Oh, so please. You're going to believe that whole me and 3 and DNA checks. Oh, it's a bunch of BS. So, you don't even know. You don't even know who's working. You send in your DNA sample, and who knows what's going on there. Picture the guy that you just encountered at the drive-thru at McDonald's, the guy or the girl. And now picture them handling your DNA at the Me and 3 Ancestry website or whatever. And people are like, oh, yeah, you got that sample? Yeah, I think I got it here somewhere. Yeah, let me get this guy's DNA. Yeah, what do you think? I'm going to go with Polish and German. That's 15%, 85. 85-15. No, switch it. 85-15 the other way. Let's put that and send it back to him.
Goodness.
He'll be happy about that. Great.
Oh my goodness.
That's what you're dealing with there. I don't believe any of it. I think it's all just a big scam. That's just me. Let me know in the comments. The whole DNA testing, ancestry, whatever. Is it a scam? Is it legit? Have you done it? Do you believe it? Let me know. We'll end the night on that as we go through the chat. Debbie Rain said, that's why we're friends, Jamie. My great-grandparents immigrated from Poland in the 1900s. My grandfather was first generation U.S. born. See that? The Poles, baby. The Polacks. We got to hang out. I always want to be like Wojciechowicz from Barney Miller. I took French in high school, so when I went to Spain, I didn't even try with Spanish because I knew I'd slip into the French. It's like crazy cat job, but that can happen. What's up, BJ? Nice to see you. Melissa is bragging at tout amour. I don't know what that I don't know. I don't even know what that means. And that's right. Lindy Lou is in the house. I saw her earlier. Lindy Lou, we hope you're doing good. Glad to see you out and about, girl. Keep on rocking. Keep on fighting. Oh yeah, Melissa says it's not a bunch of BS. I know, and it's not you because you do all of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, see, I can tell
it's all a scam.
because what her and Matthews are and the way that they are and everything. Yeah, it's.
Maryland, it's Miskowitz, and don't even ask me to spell it because I'm not sure. There's a K somewhere in there, but you're close to it. It's 23andMe, not 3andMe. Whatever, Ancestry, 23andMe, 3andMe.
Jamie's not up on these.
What does that mean? Yes, it's a whole scam. See that now they're doing dog DNA tests. I found out that my dog is Armenian. It's part Russian. I mean, it's I'm not buying it.
Oh my God.
I'm not buying any of it. I'm not sending my DNA anywhere. I was always told I was German, French, and Lithuanian. Test came back saying that exactly to Beauty and the Bum Travel. Yeah, see? But I mean, it's easy to know. I mean, your last name is Bum. I could have told you German, French, Lithuanian for that. I mean, it's just part of the deal. Miskowitz, Miskowitz, however you spell that. My friend did her dog, and they said the little dog had lopso in. I'm not seeing it. See that? It's all shenanigans.
See, Wendy did her dog's DNA.
That's just where. What do you do? You swab your dog mouth. Come here, sweetie. I'm just gonna swab your mouth, and I'm gonna send it in the mail. to some unknown destination. They're gonna tell me where you're from and who you are,
Oh.
and then it's gonna get planted in a robbery somewhere, and I'm gonna get arrested. Looking forward to visiting Sicily, my grandma's hometown. Oh, Beth Ollinger, that's not good.
Yeah.
You know what, Beth? Also, Matthew was saying that he wants to. I don't know which towns it is, but we want to try to check out any towns that had to do with the Godfather movies. I forget the names. Matthew knows all of them. He's already got it written down somewhere. So
Yeah, he's got a whole list of things to see.
Missowitz is Mary Ellen Dillon's cousin name. Yeah, no K. Yeah, no, I need a K in there. I need a K. My mom's maiden name was Marciniak. Go Polish. Yeah, that's right. Let's go Polacks. Let's do it. Yes, you actually swabbed the dog's mouth. That's why I'm not brave enough to do my cat. That's a rescue. Oh God, yes, that'll cut you. I found some of the dog's siblings. Oh, for God's sakes. Did you see I found a sister I didn't know about? Dad had to answer to that. LOL, said Wendy Johnson.
Oh.
Hey, sometimes that happens.
Oh.
Sometimes that happens. But you could have found that without the DNA. You know, you just search for another person.
Not that easily.
Named Johnson. Listen, I don't know. I just have a hard time believing all that kind of stuff. I mean, maybe they can find your DNA to solve a crime. But I mean,
my gosh.
how are you going to tell me where I'm from?
You're no fun.
Come on. Yeah, you brushed your teeth with a swab. See, that's the problem. I don't even brush my teeth, so I could never do that. Now people are literally talking about where their family's from in the chat. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. You guys are awesome. I love you all. All right, listen, Sharon. It's 3:30 now. We've been rocking this for an hour and a half. We got to get ready. We got to get packing. We got to get some stuff out. We got to get to the airport. We got to go pick up a rental car. We got to get that car packed so we can be ready in the morning. I have to finish a video that's going to come out in the next day or two because it's been a little quiet right now while we've been doing some stuff at home. It's been quiet. Some videos coming out very soon. A lot of stuff from our travel. And here's the other thing. We're going to leave it at this. We're going to get the vibe. We're going to see what is the vibe because we're going on a couple Carnival cruises. What is the loyalty vibe going on with people? Are they pissed off? Are they getting over it right now? Are they dealing with it? We're going to see what they're saying. I might do a little interview on the cruise ship and talk to some other passengers and say, hey, how do you feel about the news about the loyalty program? Where do you stand on that? And I might hit up a couple. I'm going to check for people that have their platinum and their diamond and their gold cards on, and we'll see what they feel like and see how that goes. So we're gonna do a little man on the street deal. Wendy Johnson did one, and it said that I'm her dad. See, that's what I'm saying. I mean, these things are.
That's not what she said.
She said, Jamie, it says you were my dad. You mean Sharon's going to pack? Listen, sugar, let's not. That's all semantics. The packing needs to get done. Whoever does it, that's not important. Matthew did his DNA, so your DNA is already out there, Jamie. Listen, my DNA is in a lot of places, but we're not going to talk about that right now. Larry said that I love how you said we have to get packing. I have to get packing. I have a backpack over here I got to put some stuff in. I got a camera that's got to go in there and some stuff like that. Carnival cruisers are going through the 5 stages of grief, probably onto denial by now. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Yeah. I mean, listen. We're not that.
Me a while back.
Yeah, I asked you how you felt about it because you haven't said.
But I'm like, well, yeah, and I was a little upset at first. I don't really care for the new loyalty program, but then I thought about it. I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to get all worked up over it right now because it's not going to affect me for 6 years. So I'll deal with it then because by then I don't, we won't probably be going on that many Carnival cruisers. We go on multiple cruise lines now. So the few that we go on here and there, it's probably not gonna, make a difference.
I agree.
I mean, the perks they give are not that great, and I don't really take advantage of those perks much, except for the getting on the ship early, which you know how it is on a Carnival cruise. Everyone just kind of piles in there, so
yes.
If you just check in early, you can still get on fairly early. The only other thing I like is I like the guest services line, having your own designated area. But I don't really use the other perks. I used to get excited over the little gifts they gave you.
Priority tender is kind of cool if it's a tender port.
But the gifts are the same all the time, and I have so many of those same gifts, so I don't really need them. It's kind of a waste. So
yes,
I kind of like when they just do something like maybe like the VIFP parties where they kind of acknowledge you, things like that. That's kind of fun.
And the new loyalty program is the opposite of acknowledgement.
Right. So that's the kind of stuff I guess I would probably miss. And those parties aren't that great anymore either with Carnival. Some of them you go in and you get to have the free drinks. Others, they limit you to one on some of the newer, bigger ships for a while there. And so, yeah, I don't know. I'll worry about it when it happens, and we'll see what really happens.
You're going to cross that bridge when you come.
When it happens,
is that what you're trying to tell me?
There's a lot of time, and things can change a little bit between now and then.
That's right. But for now, hey guys, book your cruises, buy your stock because the stocks are jumping up like wildfire. The cruise stocks are on fire right now. So the investors are sure liking the plans that Carnival is putting out there. I'll tell you that. So Matthew's very excited about that. His stocks are blowing up. Blowing up. The kid's a maniac when it comes to the stock market. So listen, it's been awesome. Sunday afternoon, huh? It's a good time. Yeah. I liked it. Still light out. We got a lot of stuff we could be. Even if we didn't have to get ready for travels, we could still go and have a barbecue right now or something. Because out here, it's what time is it here? So it's only 3:40.
Yeah.
In the East Coast, it's 6:40. These guys are getting ready for bed. They're putting on their pajamas, but us, we're just getting the day started. So it was awesome. A lot of fun today, and thanks so much for joining us. And we hope you guys had a good time. Remember, if you didn't see it, go back and watch the new intro video. There's some new clips in the video, the 3-minute intro. And if you didn't notice them now on the first time around, then you can check them out and see if you like it as much as the last one. Just some changes. Took a few things out, put a few things in just to mix it up. We had so many of the same video in there for such a long time. So that's it. Howie Cruise is feeding the kids dinner and prepping for the live stream. That's right. Howie Cruise has a live stream going on here in 2 hours and 20 minutes, if I'm not mistaken. But guys, you said the kids were swimming, and now you're making food. That's a no-no. You got to wait a little longer before you have to wait more than 30 minutes to eat after you swim. Isn't that the rule?
No, it's the opposite way. You don't swim right after you eat. That's
what I said. Don't ever swim right after you eat. So so get that figured out and everything will be fine. And we'll have to go back and watch on the beginning where was getting packed from our camping trip, or unpacked probably. Have a great trip. Thank you, Diane. We appreciate it. We will have a fun trip, and we will share some photos and some of our experiences with the grandkids and the family and all that. And we will do some kind of a live stream at some point from our travels from a cruise ship. That I know we talked about wanting to do this time. Hopefully the internet is decent, and we'll see how that pans out. That's really why, we used to do live streams all the time from the cruise ship. But then it really turned out that it's tricky to do it on embarkation day because it's so loud, it's so crazy, there's so much going on, and stopping all of it just to sit down and try to go live and find a nice place to go live is a little bit tricky. And then the rest of the time, really, you're just relying on the cruise ship internet, and half the time it's good, but it's not good enough to go live. It still gives you crappy.
And some cruise lines are a little better than others with that too.
That's right. Let's see. Heidi says, people crack me up about the stocks. Dump Carnival. Then they forget it's not just Carnival fun ships. This makes me laugh. Yes, it is all Carnival. That's for sure. It's Carnival Cruise Line stock covers all of the cruise lines under that umbrella. Never eat after you swim, said Wendy Johnstone. Okay, we'll see what happens. We'll work it out. Always looking out. Thanks, Uncle Jimmy. That's right, Howie Cruise. Tell the kids, remember, don't get too dressed up on formal night because I won't be. And on that note,
Matthew will be so upset when he sees everyone in their suits because he wanted to bring a suit as always. And I told him, with all of our travels, I told him I think that's not a good idea because your suit will be all a big wrinkled mess, the jacket and everything. So, and then I had to talk him out of just not bringing even the dress pants. It was a whole process. I had to go.
You had to talk him down off the list.
Way down. So then I was like, well, how about those matching shirts you and Dad have, and blah, blah, blah. So he decided to wear that on formal night. So, but I don't know. And then on our second cruise, I don't think we're not going to dress up at all for formal night. We'll probably be eating the buffet that night.
I don't think we're going to eat in the main dining room at all in our second cruise. We're going to go.
I'll probably eat in there at least once.
Well, you're going to be by yourself. Because I'm not going to do it. I don't want to do it. Hey, all right, listen, you guys are great. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it. Keep in mind, number one, if you haven't done it yet, double check. Make sure you're still subscribed to the channel so you see some of our new content coming out from the next couple weeks of travel. It's going to be hot fire, and you don't want to miss my surgery live stream. I'm going to go live right in the middle of the hip replacement surgery, so you can see everything and how that's doing. Maybe Sharon will get some video of me post-surgery and share it just so you guys can have a few laughs at my expense. So make sure you tune in for that. Make sure if you need to book a cruise, I always say if you need to book a cruise, contact Sharon. But if you need to book a cruise now, just give her a minute or two, because we're going to be doing a lot of traveling, and she just doesn't reply quite as quick now. So just keep that in mind, okay? Just keep that in mind and give her a little bit of a breather here. She's a one-man show.
I do still check my emails when we're away, but I'm just not in front of my emails.
Yes.
Like all day long.
Yes.
So I randomly check them throughout the day, and then if there's something that's important, I will get on it right away. If it's something that isn't as important or can wait a little bit, then I might take care of it later that day, or depending on what it is. So
there you go.
It just, I'm just not.
She will prioritize. Everyone is important. Every email is equally as important, but you have to prioritize which ones to get back to. Emergencies, things like that, we'll deal with it right away. And anything else. And just hope that she doesn't ask me to handle it for her.
No.
Because then you'll be
that
screwed.
Will not happen.
Then you'll be flat out screwed. And things will go very much wrong for you. So keep that in mind. And don't forget, check out the Amazon shop. Search Amazon Sharon at Sea to support the channel. We appreciate it. Book your excursions based on the link that's in the description box below the video. And until next time, from all of us here at Sharon at Sea Travel, to all of you, from me, from Sharon, Matthew and Callie, neither one of them are here. Lucy's outside the door right now yelping. Leanne and Nancy, our beloved team SAST, both of them were busy today, so you didn't see either of them in the live stream. But we love the heck out of those ladies and always appreciate their help. So from all of us here, to all of you,
goodbye, everyone, and we will see you in the next video, which won't be too long.
It won't be too long. Well, they'll see you in the next video. I don't know if they're going to see me, but it'll be okay. All right, so listen, go back, watch the thing, and I'm going to go look for that video of Sharon cutting my hair and post it in the Sharon at Sea Cruise Crew on Facebook. So make sure you're joined over there. And guys, we'll see you next time. Peace out. Thanks for joining us today. We love you.